Today I want to talk to you about something pretty darn exciting. We're going to talk about how you can do less, charge more money, and actually have happier clients, like exponentially happier clients. You want to learn how to do it? Well, keep watching. So, what is the secret to actually spending less time working with each client to charge more money for what your service is and have your clients be even happier than they were before after they work with you? It kind of sounds like a crazy impossible math problem, but here is the answer. You need to do things one time and leverage that one-time work indefinitely. Here's what I mean. When I work with entrepreneurs to put together new services, the biggest mistake I see them making once they've created a great service that's solving a problem and it's in a niche, yada, 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 is that they're spending way too much time doing the same thing over and over and over again for that same service. So if you're finding that every time you perform your signature service for your clients, that you're always sending the same form and you're making it up each time, or you're writing emails to the clients and you feel like you're being repetitive in your emails, or you always have to do a little training with a client on a specific topic, or maybe you're actually spending an entire session with your client training them on a specific topic, then these are things that you need to do once and start leveraging more. My first thing that I want you to do is I want you to create leveraged trainings for your clients. This means if you find that every time you get on a client call for your health coaching business and you have to teach your clients about the 3 basic elements of nutrition, and you prefer not to have to train that all the time because you're so sick of talking about it, this is something you should turn into an audio or a recorded training for them that they can watch and learn from before they actually ever work with you. The whole point of your one-on-one time with your clients should be for you to help them to customize the material for them, not to be repeatedly talking about the same thing again and again and again. This is exactly what happened to me when I was offering Sales Page CPR, which I have since recently retired as a service. So when I was working on people's sales pages and helping them make them better, I found that I was constantly giving them the same advice. So I actually raised the price on Sales Page CPR, actually doubled it, and started giving them a copy of the Sales Page Kit with their purchase or booking of a Sales Page CPR session. Then I was able to tell the client that I needed them to use the Sales Page Kit to write their sales page, and that was going to help them to get more out of the service because they were going to do a lot of pre-work, which allowed me to work at a higher level for them. So this way I could pay more attention to the things that would make their sales page really stand out and make their offer irresistible versus explaining the basic strategy to them each time. If you're not sure what you could turn into a training or any of the other things I'm about to talk about, I want to tell you that I have a great worksheet for you that will help you to cut your client work time in half by identifying areas where you can create more leveraged content for your business. In order to grab that worksheet, all you have to do is to click the button over at the blog post if you're there already, or visit the blog post and the link will be at the bottom of the video if you're on YouTube. The second thing I want you to do to cut your work time in half is to categorize your clients into 3 groups. I know you've heard me say it before, but there is no such thing as a client with a unique problem. All of your clients think they're unique, and yes, they are each unique and special in their own way, but there are universal problems that they are all dealing with. And so I want you to stop customizing your service to each and every client, and I talk about that in quite a few other blog posts, which I will link below this video. But my goal for you now is to actually break down your clients into 3 groups. So maybe there's like a beginner, medium, and advanced group, or maybe there's different types of specific ways that the problem manifests itself in each group. In my case, I had clients who hadn't really launched many times before and probably needed a little bit more hand-holding. I had clients who were more experienced and ready to go, and I had some clients who were quite advanced and actually needed a little bit more custom work from me and a little bit less of that hand-holding. My next tip goes back to some of the behind-the-scenes stuff, and that is that I want you to create a checklist for everything. Every time a new client inquires about working working with you, I want that to trigger in your brain to go grab the checklist for what to do then. And then I want you to follow those exact steps to make sure that you're treating each and every prospective client and then actual client the same exact way. When you go to perform the service, I want you to have a checklist for each thing so that it can be repeatable. But on top of that, when you have all of those things systematized and organized and consistent, you can actually start to outsource some of this work to your assistant or VA. That is truly something that cut my client work time in half, was having someone on my team take off a lot of the workload of contacting clients, sending out invoices, scheduling, etc. My final tip is a mindset one for you, because mindset is one of the most important things there is. As the hashtag says, mindset is everything. You have got to stop thinking about your work in terms of trading hours for dollars. I know you've probably heard this before, but it's so true. When you're creating this leveraged content, you're creating value that is more than the actual sum of the hours you're putting into it. You're gonna start making money on work that you only did one time. And that can be a huge mental block for a lot of women entrepreneurs. What I want you to do is think about how you feel about making more money on work that you only did once. I know it sounds really amazing and awesome on the outset, but if you really pay attention, it probably makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable as well, as all of us have been trained our entire lives to look at our hourly rate. The trick here is to remember that your service isn't about exactly how much time or energy you're putting into it, but about the value that your client is getting from that. I recently did a video on how to express the value or the return on investment of your offer to your clients and customers, and I'll link to that video below as well so that you can make sure that you're really clear on that result, that outcome that you're giving to people, so that it's not focused on your actual time put into the business. And there you have it. When you put those 4 things into place, you can definitely do less work, raise your prices, and have your clients be way happier because they're actually going to be getting more value out of the service on a consistent basis. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time.